Why are you nervous? I should be nervous.
Hey guys, it's Shamar and welcome back to another video. Today we have a special guest. Yay. The long-awaited video. 4 years later, guys, and we're finally doing a sit down. I feel like it's like red table talk. Nothing is
Honestly, we're just missing the table. But yeah, no, we're gonna answer all of you guys' questions.
We're gonna give you guys some backstory. For you guys that don't know, like I said, my name is Shamar. If you are new to my channel, and this is Ashley. In 2015, we made a YouTube channel together when we were
2014.
So basically, we started a channel freshman year in college, and it was called JA Beauties because we're both Jamaican, so it was like Jamaican Beauties. And we used to watch YouTube together all the time, so that's how that kind of came about. And we did that for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
Until we stopped being friends.
And then there went the channel.
Yep.
And all our videos. So obviously we're friends again.
Obviously. How did that happen? Both posted on our social media accounts, including YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat, and you know, kind of asked you guys to ask us some questions. So we're just gonna go through them and answer them for you guys. Babe just brought us some drinks, so it's gonna loosen us up. Cheers. We have tons and tons and tons of questions.
Yeah.
Like I said, we posted it on YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. So we're just gonna go through them and kind of answer as we go, kind of fill you guys in. We did not look at the questions before, so
real raw answers.
Real raw. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my Instagram and then we'll go through some of her
my
snaps.
Snapchat, yeah.
So first question is, are you both still friends with your old roommates? So backstory, in college it was 4 of us, kind of 5 in a sense, 4 of us that lived in the same apartment, and then we also had another friend that stayed close, but she was like pretty much always in our videos. So it was Ticia, Jamesia, and Kelsey. So those are like our 3 college friends. And I guess I'll go first. I'm still friends with Ticia, and I'm really close with Jamesia. Kelsey, not so much. I mean, since me and Ashley have rekindled our friendship, I've kind of like spoken to Kelsey a couple of times, but not so much.
And for me, it's completely opposite. Me and Kelsey live near each other, and we were actually working out together. If you have me on Snapchat, you've probably seen Kelsey. And I don't talk to Ticia that much, or Jamesia, but same thing with Kelsey. I've hung out with Ticia, and then Jamesia actually moved, I think, like out of the state, so I haven't seen Jamesia in a while.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to film this story time?
The YouTuber.
But it's like she brought it up because I felt like it wasn't my place to kind of bring it up, to put it on my channel,
and I felt like it wasn't my place to bring it up because it's not my channel. So but it was mutual. What's life like after college? So I feel like it's completely different, and I really miss parts of college because like I had that freedom. It was just wild. It was one thing after the next, and life after college is very much like stable adulthood, normal, same thing every day. Like it's hard to meet people. I think that's the one thing I really miss because I'm not that much of a partier anymore, but you were meeting someone new every single day in college, and I think as you become an adult, it's harder to like, not even just dating wise, but just meeting friends too. It's really hard to like meet people.
Very true. For me, you guys see it here. I think it's completely different. I feel exhausted in life sometimes. It's just like it never ends. Whereas college, it felt like schoolwork never ended, but it was always something fun and spontaneous waiting around the corner. With adulthood, it's another bit waiting around the corner.
It's like that same.
It's like, so, you know, I like the stability of it, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm on a hamster wheel sometimes, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I break that? What did you guys miss most about each other when you weren't talking?
Why do you want me to go first?
Do you want me to go?
No, I'll go first. I think that
She missed everything.
everybody has different friends in their life. Like, some people have different friend groups, and sometimes even within the same friend group, you have a different friend you go to for certain things.
Very true.
And none of my friends were really, like, into YouTube, or, like, I feel like we're opposites, but the same. It's really weird. Like, I just, like, know what you're feeling, and I feel like you knew what I was feeling. Regardless of, like, how we've grown as people. I think we were more like family, so I miss that aspect.
Same. I think I missed having my person in a friend, and I think that's like what I missed the most, because I felt like we kind of grew together. We kind of found ourselves on the same journey together, you know, like we spent a lot of time together, and that closeness you can't just get with anyone, especially not living in the same place.
When you live together in college for 4 years, you get very close.
That bond with that person. And like that, what I would say though is I miss that comfortability where I'm just comfortable, completely comfortable, like in my ugly stage, my sad stage, like anything. Like we used to poop with each other in the bathroom, like shower together, and I don't think I've ever done that with any of my other friends. Because
now with certain friends, you have to, like, you maintain like a certain level, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're close with your friends, but like you said, that comfortability where it's like, I don't care how you see me. Like, this is.
But I also feel like it has to go with, you know, we don't live together. I don't live with my other friends, so they don't see me. You know, when I'm hanging out with them, for the most part, it's like we're going out to dinner, so I'm done up. But they don't see always me in my most raw and real. And I think we've seen that in each other. We've also been around each other for some of the toughest times, heartbreaks, you know, everything. So I think that's what I miss.
Also, I miss not having to, like, give people, like, I didn't have to give you backstory. Like, you already knew how I felt about certain situations because you've been there. With another friend, I'd have to say, okay, so this happened 3 years, you know, so
this is why I don't talk to that guy, because this happened.
What accomplishments are you proud of that you've accomplished since college?
This is a good question. I am proud of myself for, one, getting a car. If you were there, struggle, okay? She was my Uber, Jamisi was my Uber, TC was my Uber. Like, they came through for your girl. So I think that was like one of the biggest things. Like at the end. Like at the end. But I bought my own car. And it was like a new car. Also started my own YouTube channel, because I never thought I would have done it without her, and that's why we did it together to begin with. And you know, I feel like I've found my own voice with having my own channel, so I'm like really proud of that. And also just like, you know, I've been killing this adulthood shit. Like, you know, I just feel like I'm on my shit in a way that, like, I feel secure because I have set myself up to be successful.
For me, my accomplishments that I'm proud of, right after graduating, I did also get my own car, like no cosigner, nothing. So that was really cool for me. And what else did I do? I got my real estate license, and with my license, I helped my parents purchase their first home. So that was crazy. And then now I'm getting my esthetician license. So I think I'm just proud of myself for looking outside of my degree, pretty much, because I wasn't super happy with the degree that I got, to be honest. So I'm just working on becoming like financially independent, like being an independent contractor and not having to work like a typical 9 to 5, because it just doesn't go with what I want in life. So yeah, I'm happy I'm making it happen.
I feel like we're both doing big things in our own way. The long overdue question: why did you guys stop being friends? What did y'all fall out about? Why did you guys stop talking? Why did you break up? Why did you split up? And the list goes on and on and on and on. So, no, it was not over a boy.
No, I saw someone say like, oh, did it have something to do with your boyfriend? Absolutely not. I'm not the one.
We had issues way before my boyfriend.
Honestly. I was the boyfriend before the boyfriend.
I think to understand why this is so dramatic. I feel like it's so dramatic, right? Like we're here doing a sit down, like it's so dramatic. You have to have seen us in our prime. You have to have seen us on our old channel and how we lived and how we moved, and like literally if you saw me, you saw her. If you saw her, you saw me. Like we did everything together. We worked at the same job, we lived in the same house, we took all the same classes, and we are pretty much family.
Same holidays together, everything.
Exactly. So we were intertwined with each other a lot. It felt like a relationship, but it was like a toxic relationship that we kind of, had to navigate through.
It was only toxic because we didn't have space from each other, and we had really big egos. And I think it's super important, like even when we talk about it, for me to see things from her perspective and she see things from mine, because we both felt exactly the same. We just acted differently because of our ego. It's also important to note that we are both the same sign as well. Our birthdays are only 2 days apart, or 25th, 27th.
So literally we're like yin and yang.
Even in this video, you can tell like we probably seem like opposites, but like we're the same. It's so weird. It's weird. But
you have to be
honestly, anyone that has a best friend or a close friend knows that like you're more comfortable to argue with your best friend. Like your best friend sees you however, like you can curse them out and be like, okay, so are you about to go get some food? Like that's how it was. And I think that we were just both going through so much stress. Senior year, last semester, like, was a lot.
Was a lot. College overall was a lot.
All throughout college, our whole friend group would have, like, big blow-ups. And because we lived together, we would sit down, we would have family meetings, we would talk it out.
I think, like, every friendships go through that. Where let's have an intervention, let's talk about it. We're all girls. It's a lot of hormones going, a lot of different personalities, so we're bound to butt heads. And we also have strong personalities.
We're just both stubborn. We're both stubborn. And like I expected her to automatically know how I felt, and vice versa. She expected me to know how she felt. But I think what really like cut the cord for us was we were graduating. We were moving away from each other. So there was no family meeting. There was no, let's sit down and talk about it. It was like, okay, you want to drag it out? I can drag it out too.
And also too, towards the end of our college career, we kind of split up.
But I lived on my own actually for a little bit away from everybody. And then you and I moved in back together. But we were just both busy. I didn't work at the same job anymore.
So towards the end of college, things start to change, and that affected our friendship. It was a lot because we're used to being around each other, being able to have these meetings, being able to go in each other's room and talk. But then we kind of split up. We get older. We feel like our egos are just too big to talk about things, and we let it drag on, and then we hold a grudge, and then it just trickles down after. For me and Ashley, you guys know we had that YouTube channel, so we were like just business partners at one point because and
that was really big for me too. Like we would have like little subtle like attitudes toward each other, but we knew we really cared about YouTube, so we'd be like, okay, regardless, we just have to get a video up. We want to be consistent. And then I remember telling you this, I was feeling like, okay, well, we're just putting on like for YouTube.
We could literally just argue and then go do a challenge together. And that wasn't healthy, because it was just like, you could tell by the vibes in the video, like you could just read our energies and it just was not good. So basically, long story short, started with the stress of YouTube.
For me too was MTV. I don't think I've ever talked about that. Have you ever talked about that on your channel? So a lot of people saw that I was on an MTV episode on a show called Are You the One? And when I got the call for it, I don't know if you were like, people go through things, and sometimes she's probably having a tough day, whatever the case may be. But if she didn't give me the energy I was looking for, I automatically thought it was about me. So that was another thing. And when I told her about it, she didn't seem super, I think you were just tired. Like honestly,
I don't even remember, but
she wasn't like, I was like, oh my god, MTV, this is gonna be so big for our channel.
I don't think it's when you told me that I just wasn't reacting. It's when we went shopping. So yeah, because like I was excited for you when you got the call because I was supposed to go with her. I was like, oh, that's gonna be fun.
We were gonna set it up so that we could both fly out together.
She asked me to fly out with her to New Orleans, right? And you know, kind of go with her out there,
film behind the scenes and stuff,
and like get it for our YouTube. But I also had work, so at this time we were both working at this. I was working. I don't think you were working.
No, I wasn't working there anymore.
So I still had a job. She didn't have a job at the time, so I had to request off from work. And then I did, and then she found out that I couldn't go. And we went shopping. I remember we were in Forever 21.
And I get like a little side note, when I get like anxiety. I get anxiety for stuff like that, and then I just start stressing out. I start dropping stuff.
I'm stressing out. Listen,
so any little thing is like gonna tick me off.
Basically, we went to Forever 21, and she did not know what she wanted to wear.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Should I wear this? Should I wear this? Should I wear this?" And I guess was not giving the energy like.
She was like,
this.
I don't know. Everything looks good. Like,
I was being dry in a sense because she didn't know what she wanted to wear. I could have said, "Yeah, that looks good." She's like, "No.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like how I felt." Like, comfort her in the way that she needed to be comforted. So she was very stressed out in Forever 21, and I think she held that in. She didn't really say it to me like, "Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, get it together." It's just kind of, she's like, "Okay, I see a little vibe from you, but I'm a P."
Yeah.
And then it came down to, I remember this day. I got off work.
It got so big. Oh my god.
It blew up. This one little incident.
Yeah.
So this is like incident number 1 that we could think of. So basically, she was flying out. I did not text this girl, "Have a safe flight." I did not hear the end of that. Okay. She was like, "How are you, my friend? And you can't even say have a safe flight. You didn't even call to check on me." It's not like I don't want you to have a safe flight. It's not like I wasn't gonna check on you. Like, you didn't even give me time. Like, the day is not even over yet. But I was
already landed.
She was pissed.
My thing is, like, I see it from your point of view, obviously, but from my point of view, it was like, okay, she wasn't really talking to me in the store. Not because you didn't care, but she wasn't really talking to me in the store. She didn't text me when I got here, and she knows I'm about to be on TV. Come on, this is like big. So, but it obviously.
But looking back now, like, it looks like I was hating.
And I was so confused because
Seriously.
like it was for us, like, you know,
but
I didn't want to be on MTV.
But even like that wasn't my opportunity. Like that, like I wasn't even gonna be on MTV if I had went. But I was also very mad that I couldn't have gone, and I took off time from work. But I think just that little situation just showed how we both react.
That's an example of things that would just like pile up.
So because she was really hurt about that, I felt like she held on to that, right, and kind of tuck it down somewhere. It's like we talked about it, but she never really got over it. So then,
but also, not to cut you off, this kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier, where like I obviously told my other friend, I wasn't really allowed to tell anybody that I was going to be on the show. But I told my other friends, like, hey, I'm going to be on MTV. And they were like, that's weird, but that's really cool. Like, they didn't get it. They didn't know the person that was on the show. Obviously, we did. He was in our friend group beforehand. So it's like, I'm not getting that, like, reaction that, like, I needed or that advice. Like, you were the only person that could, like, give that to me. So, yeah.
So she came back from then. And then at that point, she was, like, living in another apartment. So we weren't living together. So we did not see each other. She held on to that, and it was just like,
it's not that I held on to it. It's like there was no way for us to like
work that out,
right? Because we didn't see each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was never resolved. Yeah. So basically, what happened after that is when she came back, because we weren't living in the same apartment, we weren't seeing each other a lot. So she was like, you want to hang out with me? You're always tired. I remember I was always tired, y'all. I was so tired, but I felt like at that time I was slightly depressed and working a lot. Yeah. And I just receded to my, like, is receded the word?
You were more reserved. You were more reserved.
I was literally working, school, and
you
depressed.
were doing a lot.
Like it was a lot. So it was like, you know, we're not in the same apartment, so we weren't
in the same headspace either. At the time, I was not working. My only priority was school.
So Ashley was also spending more time at home. So if, like, when I'm at work, right? And just to give you guys an example, when I'm at work, she's probably like resting because we usually have the same classes. And then I get off work and we'll go to class because we're taking like night classes. And then like I would be tired, but she's like pumped because she's like, what's next? And I'm like, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Things started to get more real for you adult wise before it did for me. So like you would just go to work, go to school, come home. She would just go straight to her room.
I was depressed. Looking back at it now, I was very moody and depressed, and like that too was just like another situation that just kind of escalated. Ashley is a very like quality time type of person. Like that's her love language. Like I need to be like laying in bed with her, like talking about stuff. Like, no, but seriously, that's how it is. Like you like come over and lay with me. Come over and lay.
No, that's how I am.
Go get lunch together. And I was just like, one, I don't want to spend a lot of money, and two, like
everything was no, and I wasn't seeing it from your perspective. Like I'm saying no because I can't. But also, you didn't really feel the need to give an explanation.
Right.
Like
and that was my thing. Like I was a bitch, to say the least.
I also think like we were both on birth control, and it heightened like our emotions. Like were all over the place. It made me way more emotional, and it made you very, very like moody.
Yep. So this was all before Pico, by the way. Just keep that in mind.
And this is not the only situation like this that happened. So it was like things like this would pile and pile and pile.
Exactly. We're barely doing YouTube because now we're apart, and it's just like, okay, well, we need to fit
we started doing our own vlogs and putting it into like
you vlog and I vlog, and it was just like we were trying to make it work, but it was hard, you guys. So then we decided that we're gonna move in together. So that whole process was fun. Like we went and looked at apartments.
It like rekindled.
Exactly. Like we had something, a common ground to spend time with. So like that was really fun. Then we found this nice ass apartment. We were so excited. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. Do you remember how cheap rent
was back then? Seriously. Rent is so expensive now.
Seriously. I don't know what happened though, but I remember when we moved into that apartment, we were not talking. We weren't talking, but I cannot remember why we weren't talking.
Because I remember going shopping together, like...
Right. Like... Why?
It was honestly like, I know people are looking for like a big, like there is kind of like a big argument that happened, but as for a reason, there wasn't a big reason. Like it was just, okay, this is another thing I'm adding to my list for you, like, and it was just piling up. And then I think YouTube played a huge role. A huge role. It was stressful. It was a lot to kind of balance making YouTube work. You know, editing takes a lot of time, and it's just like, okay, am I doing too much? Who's carrying more weight here? Your laptop broke. The laptop caught on fire when we were in the bed. That was so dangerous. And then on top of that, it wasn't a good laptop to edit. We both had the same laptop at one point, and then I ended up getting a Mac.
So I had to use her laptop.
And so she could only edit.
It was just like a lot. So we decided we're gonna stop YouTube. Maybe that's the stress of this relationship because
I was the one that decided to stop it.
She had like a whole talk, and I was pissed. I was pissed.
Very, very
she
mad.
Sat me down and was like, I don't think we should do YouTube anymore.
It was
and
my
I remember
fault.
That day.
I just felt like our friendship
took a
at the beginning of YouTube, you could see like the happiness and the joy, and like everyone loved our channel and was like, you are the reason I came to FAU, because you made FAU look so fun. It was not FAU, it was us. Like it was our whole friend group. We were so happy to be around each other. And then towards the end, I was like, I feel like I don't even have a friend. So what am I doing YouTube for? And it was a really hard decision for me to even make, because I was like, look at the subscribers that we have. Like, we're not even doing this full time. So imagine if we did, where we could go. Like, people were starting to come up to us. People were saying, love you from Egypt, love you from Ohio. Like, we grew something. But I was like, I don't care about YouTube. Like, I don't have my friend.
And I felt like YouTube was kind of like the only thing holding us together, so why would you give that up, you know? So I took it really hard. I was really mad, and then that made me just like pull away even more, because like, why would you do that, you know? Like, that's how I looked at it, not looking at it from her perspective, like, okay, maybe she's giving this up to save our friendship. I'm looking at it like, no, it's basically fuck me at this point. Mind
you, when I said this, we're still roommates. We're still living together. So now there's this even bigger tension. And every little thing every move I made or every move she made, we both automatically assumed it was in spite of the other.
And then like, even hanging out with other friends, like I feel like we'll take that to heart. Like she wants to go hang out with them, but she want to hang out with me. Like it was just like so much.
Petty.
So petty. So much. And then that's when I started dating Pico. So I started spending a lot of my time with him, and I was just like, you know, I don't necessarily try to make time for her. Like any time that I had that I wasn't working, because I was still working a lot and going to school, I was like trying to spend with my boyfriend. I wasn't even pouring into the friendship at that point.
I think, like you said, you were like more on the depressed side, and I think Pico was like, when you guys got together, it was like a big source of happiness for you. So you were like, I'm not even going to focus on what you got going on. I'm just going to focus on what I need to do and my relationship.
And one thing about me, once I make up my mind about something, baby,
that's that.
I could act like you are invisible.
And she did.
I literally forced myself to say hi. Because I would just be so mad. Like, I don't want to say hi to her. And that's the thing. Like,
I would say hi. I would be in the kitchen. To get to her room, she had to pass me. Like, her room was on the second floor. Everything else was on the first floor. So there was no acting like she didn't see me. She wouldn't even look.
And looking back, it's like, why were you so mean? Why were you so mean?
Because there were times where I was like, okay, like when she comes home, I'm gonna talk to her. Like maybe I was too like quick about the decision. Maybe we could do this. Maybe we could work it out. And then I would see how she acted when she came home, and I was like, how am I even gonna approach her? Like,
and Ashley is we're both emotional, but she's sensitive emotional. Like she's like want to talk and want to cry. I'm like, just leave me alone.
You're more of an angry, emotional.
Like I'm aggressive.
Like
and you know, I was just like, I don't need you. You think taking this away from me is gonna hurt me? Like that's how I look at it. It's like, okay, I don't need it.
It's the fact that like you automatically assumed it was in spite,
right?
You know,
right? Like, it's just like we programmed our brains to look at each other like the freaking villain. Yeah. And I remember she texted me one time at work, and I lost it. She was like,
"What is it?
Can you clean up the kitchen and throw out the trash? I threw out the trash yesterday or something like that." And I was like, bro, there was no trash. What are you talking about? Why are you telling me to clean up? So
from my point of view, right? Anything that was in the kitchen, like any trash or anything, the smell was going right in my room because it was so small. And the trash didn't need to be emptied. There was just a bag, like a Chipotle bag. I think you guys had some onions. Like it was just onions. So obviously onions smell. So of course I'm thinking this girl left onions in the bag because she hates me. So I'm like, I don't care that my room smells like onions. I'm not picking them up. So I sent her the text, and like she said, she did not empty the trash. She went straight to her room, and that, one, I already thought you did the onions on purpose, and two, I texted her and she purposely did not empty the trash.
And I also did not respond.
Yeah, and she didn't respond. So 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
So I called my mom and I was just venting. I was like, I don't know how else to approach her. Like I can't even talk to her.
Bad.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even talk to her like in person because she doesn't say hi to me. She doesn't greet me. Like she does. Like
she didn't say hi to me too.
But honestly, you would walk in the house with your headphones on, looking like, straight.
If you don't say hi to me, I'm not saying hi to you. Like I was just like that.
If someone's in the house and someone else walks in, it's the person that walks in that says hi first. But anyways.
Oh
so I was like, all right, I'm sensitive, but when I'm mad, it's no more crybaby. It's I see red.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we've been playing games. Let me show you how I can really play. And my parents had moved at the time, so they had to get rid of a lot of like furniture and stuff. So a lot of like the kitchen stuff was like my mom's.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I went in the kitchen, and this is where the big blowout happened. I went in the kitchen. I took out the toaster. I took out the kettle for the hot water. I took out
plates,
the utensils. I took out the plates. I took out the
garbage
bowls. I took out the garbage can. I said, all right.
Put the couch in the room, the table.
I did not put the couch in the room. I left the furniture. After a while, I did take the table.
Was gone. Okay.
I had to have somebody come take the table, but I took everything from the kitchen and I put it in my closet. And then I don't think I knew your reaction when you came home, but I remember coming home one day and I saw paper plates.
Listen. I
just felt so disrespected though. Like, you know, like she didn't respond to my text. There's onions. I'm asking her to take it out.
But my thing is, like, okay, so the whole kitchen wasn't messy. So I felt like you're doing all this for a Chipotle bag that if it's causing you so much distress.
I'm not picking it up.
Just throw it out. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not picking it up.
And the way that she
obviously now it's not that big of a deal. But back then, nope.
The way that we texted, I read it in her bitchy voice. Like, can you just come home and clean up like I did yesterday?
Which is not how I like.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's how that's the tone that I read it in. Mm-hmm. So one, I'm like, I parent just like how you parent. Don't tell me to.
You saw it as me like bossing you around.
Exactly. So when I come home, y'all, and this girl clear kitchen, Mr. Bumba Claus. Okay.
Do you want to play? We could play.
Let me go buy my paper plates because baby, paper plates is fine. And then I think the only thing that pissed me off was I didn't have no pots. So God,
we didn't have a lot to begin with.
Listen, God bless Pico's heart. He went to Brandsmart, I think like the next day.
I think I saw a box
and like bought pots. Yeah. And I was just like, wow. I was like, I'm down bad right now. Nothing in the kitchen. Let me tell y'all, nothing. Yeah. So from then it was just like, you don't care about me. And that's how I looked at it. You don't care about me, and I know your mom played a part, and that's what like, oh.
Because mind you, my mom is only hearing my side. You know?
Her mom was like,
my mom is everybody's on.
You get what I'm saying? Like, she was like that person that I felt comfortable going to. And I just felt like, you're supposed to be the voice of reason, and you just will come up in here and clean house.
No, she didn't.
I know, but I thought like I'm like her mom had. Cause
no, she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me to do that.
I'm like her mom had to tell her because it was her mom's stuff. So you know, I'm like they talked and her mom told her to do this, and I was like, this is so fucking spiteful. So it was just like game on after that. It was just like I don't care about you because you.
And mind you, this was like a few weeks before graduation.
Oh yeah.
So.
And then lead up to another big rumble tumble.
Oh yeah. This is when the table had to go too. Like I said, I had my internship and Pico would get home late. So the time I'm going to sleep is the time you guys are just like.
She did not go to sleep early. She like be in there like with her candle lit. It's not like she's sleeping. Yeah, she's winding down. It's not like she's sleeping lights out, nothing like that. Like she's like in her room chilling.
But like I mentioned, the apartment was very, very small, and I think I probably just needed to be upstairs, honestly. Like my room was next to the living room and the kitchen and the front door because it was all like on the first. No, our house was three stories.
It was next to the front door, but it was next to the living room and the kitchen.
So the time that you got off work and Pico was done with football was like the time that I'm getting ready to go to bed. Like I'm just getting out of the shower, I'm winding down. So I hear them outside like at the table. And I think I had come out to do something or go downstairs, and I think you guys were doing homework or something. Mm-hmm. So I texted her, and I was like, hey, I'm going to bed soon. Do you guys think that you could bring it upstairs? And the way I'm saying it now is honest to God, like how I'm texting. But because there's like tension, you're obviously reading I'm
not reading it like that.
You're reading like take your ass to bed, like, you know? And I feel like, I don't know why... Like, because like you said, I'm a sensitive person, but I'm also a very, like, what's the word? Like, a cushiony person. Like, I try really hard to not come off bitchy. Like, I try to say the right thing. I feel like you don't really, like, care. You're like, she's more like, you know how I feel about you, so why do I have to, like, fix it up? So I'm shocked that
I'm a blunt, honest person. Like I say it how it is. Like she's gonna try to like make it sound good. And
I'm like I really don't mean to like I try to like fix it a little bit, but I was just texting her plain, and I was like, hey, like I'm going to bed soon. Like it's kind of loud out there. Do you think you could head upstairs?
It was just like, girl, what? Like, And that's how I felt. So basically,
so she didn't respond
at all.
So I feel dumb because I'm sending a text, I'm not getting a response, I'm swallowing my pride, and it's just like a slap in the face. So yeah, you didn't text me back for like 30 minutes, and like I feel like you guys, like, I don't think you told Pico, but like the noise level at the time in my head then, I don't remember now, it was still at the same. So that was like making me more and more mad. And mind you, at the time that she was becoming happier, I was becoming sadder because of my own stuff that I was going through. So it's like our moods were like switched. You can tell them what happened after.
You want me to tell them? Okay, y'all, this is when it got bad. This is when I knew I wasn't going to be her friend anymore. Basically, so I was on FaceTime with my sister. You guys, me and my sister are really close and we're really loud. Like, she's also Sagittarius, but I feel like she matches kind of like my energy more so than Ashley's. And her and Pico are really close as well, and they were just getting even closer. So when we're all three on the phone, it's like we're loud, we're laughing, we're just
you don't
like,
realize how loud you are.
Exactly. But it was like a lot of laughing. I remember that. And I was helping Pico write a paper. So Ashley comes out. She was like, you guys are really loud. Can you go upstairs? And I'm like,
I don't think you said anything.
No, I didn't. I'm like,
yeah.
Who is she talking to?
Which again, I'm feeling even more stupid. Like, because I would speak to her and she would not. And that's, I think, one of my biggest pet peeves of life, being ignored.
Yeah.
Because when you're mad and somebody's ignoring you,
like, about it. I can ignore.
It's like,
okay.
It's
so she comes out. She was like, "You're such a fucking bitch. You're such a fucking bitch."
You were though.
And I'm like.